Joseph threw himself on his father's face, and he wept for him, and he kissed him. And then Joseph ordered the physicians in his service to embalm his father. And so the physicians embalmed Israel. They did this over 40 days, for that is the time that is required for embalming. And the Egyptians wept for him for 70 days. When the time of weeping was past, Joseph said to the household of Pharaoh, "If I found favor in your sight, please go to Pharaoh and say to him as follows: Before he died, my father made me swear to him, saying, I'm about to die. In the tomb that I hewed out for myself in the land of Canaan, there bury me. So let me go up and bury my father, and then I will return." And Pharaoh said to him, "Go up and bury your father, as he made you swear to do." And so Joseph went up from the land of Egypt to bury his father. And there went with him all of the servants of Pharaoh, and all the elders of his household, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, along with the household of Joseph, his brothers, and the household of his father. Only the children and the flocks and the herds were left in the land of Goshen. Chariots and charioteers went up with them. They were a very great company. When they had come into the land of Canaan and had passed through to the threshing floor at Atad, which is beyond the Jordan, there they held a very great and mournful lamentation. And Joseph observed a time of mourning for his father for 7 days. And when the Canaanites who live in the land saw this great lamentation at the threshing floor of Atad, they said, This is a very grievous mourning that the Egyptians are doing." And so the place came to be called Abel Misraim, which is beyond the Jordan. And so Jacob's sons did as he had instructed them. They carried him up to the land of Canaan, and they buried him in the cave of the field at Machpelah, which is near Mamre, in the cave that Abraham bought as a burial place from Ephron the Hittite. So after he had buried his father, Joseph returned to the land of Egypt, along with all those who had gone up with him to the land of Canaan. But when Joseph's brothers saw that their father had died, they said to one another, What if Joseph holds a grudge against us and pays us back in full for the wrong that we did to him. And so they went to Joseph and they said, before our father died, he made us swear to give this instruction. Please, he said, go to Joseph and say to him, I beg you, please, forgive your brothers for the crime that they did to you and for all the wrong that they did against you. So, therefore, please, forgive us for the crime of the servants of the God of your father. And when they spoke to him, Joseph wept, and his brothers also wept, and they fell on their faces before him and said, we are here. We are here as your slaves. And Joseph said to them, do not be afraid. Am I in the place of God? What you intended as harm for me, God intended for good in order to preserve a numerous people, as he is doing this day. So, don't be afraid. I myself will provide for you and for your little ones. So Joseph spoke kindly to his brothers and comforted them. Well, Joseph remained in the land of Egypt, and he lived to be 110 years old. And then Joseph said to his brothers, I'm about to die. But surely God will come to you and will take you up out of this land to the land that he promised to Abraham and to Isaac and to Jacob. And so, swear to me, when God comes to you, take my bones up with you. And so Joseph died. And he was embalmed in Egypt. And his body was put into a coffin in the land of Egypt.